When are you required to signal before changing lanes? At least 100 feet before the maneuver fries. This gives other drivers adequate warning of your intent. Here's another. What does the move over law require? Change lanes away from stopped emergency vehicles if safe, or if you can't, slow down and proceed with caution. Let's continue. How far ahead should you scan traffic on open roads? At least 12 seconds. Looking far ahead helps you anticipate hazards early. Onward. When merging onto a freeway, you should match the speed of highway traffic before merging. This smooths your entry into moving traffic. Next one. A steady yellow traffic signal means prepare to stop if you can do so safely. The light is about to turn red, so slow down. Here's the next. What does a pentagon-shaped sign warn of? School zone or crossing, slow down and watch for children in the area. Moving along. On a 2-lane undivided highway, when must you stop for a school bus? Whenever its red lights are flashing. This protects children boarding or exiting the bus. Let's keep going. What is the speed limit in a residential district unless posted otherwise? 25 miles per hour. Lower speeds help keep neighborhoods safe. Next question. When parking uphill on a road without a curb, your wheels should be turned toward the road edge. If your vehicle rolls, it drifts off the pavement, not into traffic. Continuing, what does a double solid yellow line mean? No passing in either direction. Neither side may cross those lines to overtake. Here's another. You may drive in a bicycle lane only to prepare for a turn within 200 feet. Use it only when signaling and approaching a turn. On to this. The minimum tire tread depth for passenger vehicles in Connecticut is 2/32 inch. This legal minimum helps maintain traction in wet conditions. Next up, if your vehicle starts to skid, you should steer in the direction of the skid. Turning into the skid helps you regain control. Moving on, how far from a crosswalk must you stop when a pedestrian is crossing? Before entering the crosswalk, stopping before keeps pedestrians safe and visible. Let's continue. When approaching a curve, you should slow down before entering the curve. Entering at a safe speed reduces rollover risk. Here's one. A flashing yellow arrow means turn after yielding to oncoming traffic. Proceed with caution once the lane is clear. Next question. When must headlights be used? From sunset to sunrise and when visibility is low. Headlights help you see and be seen in reduced light. Moving ahead, what is the move over fine for a first offense? $110. Fines increase for repeat violations. Here's another. You must yield to an emergency vehicle by pulling over to the right and stopping. This clear lane practice helps responders pass quickly. Onward. A red and white do not enter sign means you are entering a prohibited area. Don't proceed. You're going the wrong way. Next up, the following distance rule for cars is at least 3 seconds. Keeps enough space to react if the vehicle ahead stops suddenly. Continuing, when should you check your mirrors? Before and after changing lanes. Regular checks maintain awareness of surrounding traffic. Here's the next one. A round yellow sign with an X and RR means railroad crossing ahead, slow down and prepare to stop for trains. Let's keep going. On slippery roads, you should reduce speed and avoid sudden movements. Smooth inputs prevent loss of traction. Next question. A solid white line along the right edge of the road marks the roadway edge. Stay within it to remain in the travel lane. Moving on. When entering an intersection on green, you should yield to vehicles and pedestrians already in the intersection. Proceed only when it's clear. Here's another. How far from a fire station driveway are you prohibited from parking? 20 feet on the same side of the street. This ensures emergency vehicles can exit unimpeded. Next up, the legal BASI limit for drivers 21 plus in Connecticut is 0, or 8% higher levels constitute driving under the influence. Continuing, a triangular red and white sign means yield slow and give way to cross traffic if needed. Let's go on. You must turn your wheels toward the curb when parking. Downhill with a curb. This prevents roll-ins rolling into traffic if the brakes fail. Here's the next one. At night, you should dim high beams when within 500 feet of oncoming vehicles. Dimming prevents blinding other drivers. Moving along, if you miss your exit on the highway, you should continue to the next exit, never back up or stop on the highway. Next question. A shared center lane is used for left turns only. Do not use it for passing or through traffic. Continuing, you must activate your turn signal at least 100 feet before turning. Early signaling informs other drivers of your plans. Onto this. A green arrow over a lane means you may use that lane. The arrow designates that lane as open to traffic. Let's keep going. You must yield to a funeral procession by stopping until the lead vehicle has passed, then proceed only when it's safe to do so. Here's one more. When passing a cyclist, you must leave at least 3 feet of clearance. This space helps protect vulnerable riders. Next up, what is the penalty for refusing a breath test? License suspension. Implied consent laws enforce this consequence. Moving forward, when you hear a siren but cannot see the vehicle, you should slow and prepare to pull over, clear space for the emergency vehicle to pass. Next, the purpose of the roving patrol law is to enforce the move over requirement. It empowers officers to ticket violators anywhere on the highway. Next up, how far behind the vehicle ahead should you follow in heavy traffic? Use the 2-second rule, maintains a safe gap even in stop-and-go conditions. Let's continue. A blue roadside sign indicates motorist services. These signs guide you to gas, food, lodging, and other amenities. Here's another. You may use your horn, only to warn of danger. Avoid using it for non-emergency situations or to express frustration. Onwards. A broken yellow line on your side of the road means you may pass if clear, cross only when it's safe and legal to overtake another vehicle. Keep moving. Connecticut's hands-free law prohibits holding a phone while driving. Drivers must use hands-free technologies such as Bluetooth. Moving forward, when a school bus is stopped ahead on a divided highway, you should proceed with caution. You need not stop when a physical barrier separates the lanes. Up next, what does a diamond-shaped traffic sign indicate? Hazard or condition ahead. Look for curves, merges, lanes, shifts, and other warnings. Let's keep going. The legal minimum age to retake your road test after failure is 7 days. You must wait at least 1 week before attempting the test again. On to this. A red and white wrong way sign means you are traveling against traffic. Stop immediately and turn around safely. Finally, when a school bus is stopped ahead on the opposite side of a divided highway, you must proceed cautiously. No stop is required, but remain alert for children near the roadway.